This guy got over 49,000 points in his whole basketball career. He's one of the best basketball players I've ever seen, and I'm so happy for him. When you think about the best basketball players ever, who comes to your mind? Maybe Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron. Or maybe you're old-fashioned and think of Kareem. Or the guy with more championship rings than he has fingers, Bill Russell. What if I told you there was another man who scored more points and played longer than all of them? Does the name Oscar Schmidt sound familiar? How about the nickname Holy Hand? Well, chances are you've never heard of this man, but he's the greatest basketball player from other countries ever. He never played in American NBA games. This is his amazing story. Oscar Schmidt never played one NBA game, even though a team called the Nets picked him in 1984. For one thing, Oscar felt insulted that the Nets chose him so late in the 6th round. He said, New Jersey Nets picked me in the 6th round. Come on, do you know how many people get picked in the 6th round? It was really something else. NBA teams back then didn't let their players play for their home countries, and Oscar really wanted to play for Brazil. He chose to play for his country instead of signing with the Nets. But before he made this big choice, Oscar was already a basketball star. When he was only 16 years old, Oscar joined a professional team in Brazil. Right away, he became the team's best player. His team won 3 championships in Sao Paulo State, 2 Brazilian championships, and a big international tournament. After being the best in his home country, Oscar moved to Italy. In Italy, things were just the same. He was amazing. Oscar won 7 scoring titles in the Italian league, won 3 straight three-point shooting contests, and made the All-Star team 10 times in a row. Fun fact, Joe Jellybean Bryant was also playing in Italy at that time. So young Kobe Bryant grew up watching Oscar play and really respected him. In a later interview, Kobe said this about Oscar. Let me tell you a story. He was like Larry Bird before I ever got to see what Bird was like. Now, Oscar never played in the NBA, but he still played against some of the NBA's best players ever. One of his most famous moments happened at the 1987 Pan American Games. At that time, Team USA had won the gold medal at every event since 1951. They had only lost 2 games in Pan American history. Plus, in 1987, USA got to play at home because the games were in Indianapolis. Team USA was loaded with the country's top college players and several future NBA stars, including David Robinson. So when Brazil had to play Team USA for the gold medal, everyone expected USA to win big. And at first, they did. But even though Brazil was losing 68-54 at halftime, Oscar came back strong and carried Brazil on his back. He looked like today's Steph Curry. Oscar made shots from everywhere on the court. He scored 46 points, with 35 of those points coming in the second half. He shocked the world and beat the US all by himself to win gold. I just heard stories that he could shoot from really far away, and everything I heard about him was true. It was the best game he ever played. Oscar's amazing performance made Team USA lose confidence. A year later, that same team only got 3rd place in the 1988 Olympic Games. This failure led to the creation of the 1992 Dream Team, the greatest basketball team ever put together. Brazil played against the Dream Team in the 1992 Olympics and got completely destroyed. But Oscar still scored the most points for his team with 24, making 5 3. He finished the whole tournament as the top scorer, averaging almost 25 points per game. Oscar did the same thing in 1996. He scored 26 points and made 4 out of 10 3 against Team USA again. He finished as the top Olympic scorer again, this time averaging more than 27 points per game. Oscar proved how good he was against the absolute best players in the world. However, after the 1996 Olympic Games, when he was 38 years old, Oscar finally decided to stop playing for Team Brazil. He left as Brazil's all-time leading scorer, getting almost 8,000 points in international games. As an Olympic player, he scored almost 1,100 points, averaging almost 29 points per game. Both of these records still stand today. Even though his time playing for Brazil was over, Oscar went back home to Brazil to keep playing professionally. From 1996 to 2003, he was the league's top scorer every single season. The man was like a walking basket. Unfortunately, all great things must end at the incredible age of 45 years old. Oscar Holyhand Schmidt stopped playing basketball. He retired with countless awards, but none were more impressive than his 49,000 total points. That's 10,000 more points than any other player in basketball history. Around the world, while we never got to see him play in the NBA, Oscar Schmidt left his mark on basketball with Larry Bird by his side. Oscar was put into the 2013 NBA Hall of Fame. So now when someone asks you about the best basketball players of all time, you have another name to add to your list. Coaches and players here in the US had to think about the possibility that there's a player across the ocean who's as good as anybody we have here in America. If you liked these longer videos, hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell. I have tons of awesome videos coming out, and I always make my videos for the Henry Hoops audience, so subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.